Lordship rightly pointed out, there are many number of members of the bar came from the rural areas. All are not like the Honorable Justice V. Ramasubramaniam. When you are entering into the field, it's very difficult for understanding the legal position. So that is the reason the Bar Council of India and associate with KiiT and KiiS, we have taken a task to deal with that in an efficient manner. Lord, in your Lordship's golden words, definitely we will take into considerations. Now, I request our members, on behalf of their spouses, I request the Mr. Pratap Singh and Sri Mali, present a memento to Honorable Justice UIL. You will take up on behalf of their spouse, please. Come, son. That's good. I request Mr. D.K. Sharma and Deshraj Sharma presenting a memento on Mrs. Gawai. I request Mr. Gawai to take up that. Receiving now. Memento.
Three members.
I'll call you.
One will be bouquet, another will be memento, one will shawl.
Okay. Yes. Now I request Manoj Kumar and Vishnu Vardhan Reddy and Mrs. On behalf of Mrs. Ramasubramaniam, now presenting a bouquet, and Tirupati also, please, Tirupati, and presenting a bouquet and memento and shawl, please. Come, Tirupati ji, come. And I request Deshraj Sharma and Pratap Singh present a bouquet to Honorable Mr. Ashok Parijat, former chairman and the present chairman of the ATA committee and Advocate General.
Who is that? Honorable Judge sitting.
No, just. I request Mr. Vishnu presenting a bouquet to the Honorable Mr. Justice B.P. Das. And request Honorable Mr. B.P. Das and I request Mr. Tirupati to present a bouquet to Honorable Mr. Justice L. Mohapatra is coming. And I request Mr. Sri Maliji present a bouquet to Honorable Mr. Justice B. Rath. I request Mr. Pratap Singh presenting a bouquet to S. Panigargi. I request Mr. Vishnu Vardhan Reddy presenting a bouquet to Honorable Mr. Justice B. Patel. Human Rights Committee. Huh? Oh, all are okay? Just. Due to pandemic, we have not met, even in the council, nearing more than 11 months. We suffered a lot. But even in these periods, for the National Law University, we conducted all the meetings through the virtual hearings and discussions went on. Just I wanted to mention regarding the Honorable Justice, Chief Guest of this function, Honorable Justice Lalit. When we had a discussion in the meeting, council meeting, we have a difference of opinions, but we have been following the Honorable Justice Lalit. He will arrive at the conclusion with the members, those who are sitting there. After unanimous decision, arrived, then he will dispose the issue. It really, very patiently, and the collective decision, this is the two among the members and the judges, just a type of issues taking, even in the council, he has done us a very marvelous job. I request the Honorable Justice Lalit, Chief Guest, to address before this August gathering.
My esteemed colleagues on the bench, Justice Gawai, Justice Ramasubramaniam, the honorable judges past and present of the High Court, the Advocate General for the state, the Chairperson, Vice Chairman, and all the honorable members of the Bar Council of India, all the learned Vice Chancellors, past and present, all the other dignitaries on and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could follow what Justice Ramasubramaniam said, the last person being, just endorse what the earlier speakers had said. But very well. They say that the pursuit of knowledge, a pursuit of education, is a travel from area of darkness to light. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. And that's what the education actually brings about. Cobwebs of ignorance get completely removed by brilliance and glory of knowledge, education. Continuing education is one. They say that pursuit of knowledge should never stop, and it is part of your life. I have seen the essence and element of continuing education, and I'll just share with you 2 or 3 examples or illustrations. In 2016, January, all the judges of the Supreme Court, we assembled in National Judicial Academy, Bhopal. All of us, we went there as students. And some of the brilliant academicians, including the then President, Pranab Mukherjee, Justice M.N. Venkatchalaya, the professors, eminent professors from Tata Institute of Social Sciences, some of the environmental professionals, some of the scientists, space scientists, and in a 3-day retreat, all of them had given us lectures. Now that was continuing education for us. From various walks of life, people had come. It opened our eyes to various new fields, features, new vistas. So that I have experienced as a judge, where I was sitting in the audience like a student. The second illustration. In National Judicial Academy, Bhopal, 2 states, that is Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, they sent contingents of their judicial officers for training. So I happened to be one of the visiting faculty members for that particular symposium. And what I found was something extraordinary. The contingent which came from Sri Lanka had one judge from the Superior Court, the Supreme Court, two judges of the High Court, 3 or 4 judges of the district judges level cadre, and about 10 or 12 of them who were the judicial magistrates. That's the lowest in the rung. All these ranks, they were together, rubbing their shoulders against each other. There's nothing such as any hierarchy that somebody is judge of the superior court or not. And for them, it was one single experience to sharpen their skills, to improve their knowledge, and this is what they did. And that's when I thought that perhaps, education is a feature, as a phenomenon, never stops. One can never say that he has had enough. Your capacity to absorb, your capacity to imbibe something in yourself, never stops. So that was the second incident. These 2 incidents, of course, were in my capacity as a judge. One incident which I must share with you, that was as a lawyer. Everybody knows, is familiar with the T.N. Godavarman. So I was one of the amicus, in the team of amicus. And that famous order which has been passed by the Supreme Court, 12-1296 order, that was preceded by 3-week-long hearing in the matter, where every principal chief conservator of forest in the country, from every state, with 2 or 3 assistants of his, were invited. Their viewpoints were taken into account. And that particular order marked the change in the ethos, so far as all the forest officials in the country are concerned. Hitherto before, the emphasis was always on exploitation of forest as a national wealth. Indian Forest Act, and therefore keep on felling the trees after 40 years, 41 years or something. So therefore you have a plan for felling. The ethos, the emphasis that forests need to be conserved, and there has to be complete change in our perception, the dimensions, was something brought about by that particular hearing. And at the end of it, every conservator of forest went home with renewed knowledge, with completely sort of disabusing himself of the old notions. And after that the definition of forest, which was actually newly coined in that judgment, next few years saw the increase in cover of forest all over the country. This is what brings about what is continuing education. Continuing education you see in every walk of life, in every profession. We used to see architects with their blueprints, which used to be huge sheets. And if there be any mistake, one would be required to have, redo the entire exercise. Today, every architect actually designs everything on AutoCAD. Used to see chartered accountants who would be tallying accounts in physical mode. Today, every one of them uses Tally. Change is, ladies and gentlemen, they say, is the only constant in life. And that change, if one has to imbibe in yourself, that is that continuing education. Continuing education is here to stay. Continuing education is part of everybody's life. It is part of our persona. It's part of your profile. And therefore, this is such a welcome step which has been taken by the Bar Council of India Trust, along with, of course, the active participation by Kalinga Institute of Technology. What we saw as the first step, which was taken when National Law University was actually founded in Bangalore, that has now become the constant phenomenon. We have more than 20 national law universities. Perhaps this is that step which will again actually imbibe that culture, that we will be having more and more such institutes, and more the idea of continuing education taking root in everybody's mind. Now just one thing and then I'll end this. I'm a great cricket enthusiast. 30 years back, nobody heard of these strokes like scoop, reverse sweep, uppercut, correct? Nobody thought of that, nobody even employed those, or nobody even used to play that. Likes of Gavaskar, Vishwanath never thought of those strokes. These strokes, then uppercut became something which was the regular part of repertoire of Sehwag or Tendulkar, frontline batsmen. Today we see the last number batsman, 11, Mohammad Siraj actually employing uppercut. And that's the, ladies and gentlemen, the improvements which every profession, every walk of life builds in you. And this, if we are ready, if we embrace this, then perhaps I think whether you are part of judiciary or whether you are part of legal profession or whether you are part of academics, that change, that culture to improve yourself, culture to go further and further, higher and higher, is the only constant phenomenon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.